wait, what's listening right now? And then I would forget what position I was in. And then I'd be like, oh, okay. And let me just change a hip. And then I'd try to change a hip every song I'd heard differently.
Love
That
it.
was me. I had a bipolar and like depressed playlist going, and my AirPods kept
Oh,
on trying to fall out. So I was sitting
okay.
here like trying to put my AirPod back
Damn.
in, and that was a huge part of my loss. So yeah. Also, did anybody else feel weak today in their arms? I couldn't even hold a stack of
I'm
papers.
feeling
I'm
it right
traumatized from holding
now.
papers.
Anytime I lift it up,
Ooh,
I get
Aaron, you just inspired me for something at the Tribal Council. You'll see.
Well,
gr- gr-
speaking of inspiring grace, hello and welcome to your next Merge Tribal Council Distortion Survivor at the final seven. And I agree, Benji, my arms do feel fine. That being said, I'm gonna mute and hand it off to Grace since there's no wheel today.
Boo! I'm still mourning the wheel, crying. Okay, so hello, y'all. Welcome to the Final Seven Tribal Council of Distortion Survivor 13 Curse Legacy. So I'm gonna go ahead and immediately go into our immunity winner for this challenge, Noah. So
Hey.
Noah, you want to talk about your long win in this Distortion Classic, and how does it feel being immune for the second round in a row?
It feels amazing, you know. Um, did I expect to win? No, because I never underestimate any of these beautiful people here. We got some strong ass moms, strong wives, strong uncles, strong teachers. That covered everyone. Perf. Oh, and strong academia people in musical theater. But yeah, so I never underestimate people. Like, I don't know if an arm workout was gonna give Aaron an advantage or disadvantage, because trust me, I don't do those. But I did do research into like what I thought the competition was gonna be. I'm like, what is a pay like what could it be? Like I thought endurance, but I was like, okay, let me probably just like rest my arms today. So I kind of just like let them rest so I could practice. But we had to hold up paperweight essentially and keep our arms straight. We got like three warnings, then of the same category. And like after the third warning, you were sniped, which happened to our poor comrade Aaron. But I felt like me and Aaron were like sweating. I couldn't see John, but I was sweating a lot. So like I also had to like look at my arms to like wipe my sweat. But yeah, we thank Beyonce and Beyonce we trust.
Eh, Okay, I'm gonna ask actually a general question before I get to the rest of you guys. And I'm gonna thank Aaron for just helping me come up with this. If you're has any have all of you guys, how are your arms feeling today?
Mine feel better than the people that lasted longer than me. I'll tell you that. I had a cramp mid comp. Not a fan.
It was the spot. It was honestly not everything was fine today, but the first 5 minutes after like letting it go, like when my arms went down, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm like I won, but then I realized I'm like, oh my God, I'm like I like my arms like body muscle like wanted to go back up to be comfortable, but um yeah.
Legit, as an educator, I could not even hold like five papers. Like it hurts so bad, and I'm traumatized from holding a stack of papers. So thank you, Prod, for the traumatization that you all caused. I will now no longer be able to work like I used to.
Let's see. I'm gonna go on to Aaron now because Aaron was the last person who spoke and also first on my screen. So Aaron, you guys are now in the final seven. You guys had such an eventful live night 2 rounds ago, and you guys had another tribal where we saw Fred's departure. Do you feel that this round, you guys are still feeling the effects from the live night, or do you think that things have shifted a little bit?
Definitely, and I think we're still feeling the effects from the double eviction lives, even though that was 2 evictions ago. Like that's still like hitting us. As we go on to this round, I honestly don't know what to expect. I've not really been told a whole bunch. So I guess that might show where I'm about to be. We've heard this with previous members who are no longer here. They were a part of our jury. So I guess that tells you much about me.
Okay, so I have been requested from my lovely fiance. He wanted to ask the next question, so he can pick this person who he wants to ask the question to.
Yes, so just because I'm very intrigued, John, what's on your mind today?
Oh, this game. It's just a whole bunch of masks that we all wear. And tonight, I definitely think that some unveiling will be had. Because tonight, one of us will be leaving. I know my name is out there, and this very well could be my own funeral that I have laid out before us. Will it be happening? Only time shall tell.
Is that like the sign of Mexico or France?
The flag, you mean, not the sun?
Yeah, the mask.
I think it might be Ireland.
That's Ireland. That's
That is
Ireland.
Ireland. My one of my friends' name is
It's
Ireland.
red, not orange.
All right, Grace, you're
Red.
good to take over. I was just very curious.
Oh, well, that's John's question. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go on to X. So X, Aaron is mentioning that he hasn't heard very much. And it seemed like the trends in previous tribals were that things were chaotic. Do you agree with him, or do you feel things have still continued to be chaotic for this round?
I agree and disagree. I think there was other people mentioned to me today that they also felt like it was quieter than normal. And I don't know if that was just because less people or in general. I think the two boots and then Fred leaving, I think a lot of bigger personalities just kind of left. I think that's where we're at. Like some bigger personalities, people that weren't afraid to um, commingle wherever they felt. I think leaving definitely shifted the game. Um, so that's the best way I can answer it. I definitely feel like that's where we're at.
So, next up, I am going to go to Cassie. So, after this vote, you guys will be in the final six of this game, which means that three more people are going to be leaving until you guys reach FTC. That's a very close margin. What do you feel is the most important in deciding how you who you will get to that final three spot with?
I just think maintaining your connections with your people, and I think generally like doing your best not to be too loud and in people's spaces, I think is going to help. But at the end of the day, like for a lot of us, we already know the path we want to take. The question is, are all of us being honest about the path we want to take? And will all of us be able to take the path we want to take? I have no idea. This is a very confusing point in the game. So for all of us.
Kathy, I saw you shake your head to the confusing point in the game that Cassie just said. Do you want to elaborate more on it?
Yeah, I think the last couple of rounds have just been so chaotic that I think a lot of us are kind of not sure. Like, I think a lot of us are sure, but I don't think we're really talking about like how we want to get further. And maybe we are. Maybe I'm just out of it. I know I've been kind of preoccupied. I'm at the beach today, but yeah, no, I think it's definitely a confusing point of the game, and that like has everything that I've been told the past couple of rounds that were much more fast moving and chaotic. Is that the truth, or can I trust everybody that I've been trusting so far?
Okay. And then finally, I am gonna go to Issa. So Issa, you're gonna get my question that I enjoy asking now at these tribal councils. How much impact do you feel that this vote tonight is going to have on the rest of the merge?
I feel like today, especially just because of like how close we are to FTC, it's gonna be a lot. And I feel like from this point forward, every vote going forward, it's gonna be like, holy shit, like obviously like live night, and there were other ones that were all like, oh my God, like this is gonna change the game. Cause like of course it is. But I feel like especially from this point forward, it's gonna be extremely tough. And I feel like it really is gonna change a lot. And I feel like tonight is gonna like set the tone going forward.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go to my usual two questions. So, if you think you are the person getting voted out tonight, raise your hand. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a wiggle. So everyone except for Noah, of course, because Noah's immune. All right. So, and to the usual question, if y'all were to compare this round to a horror movie, what would it be and why?
I got one.
Although it is not a movie, I would compare this to Scream Queens. Because although
I
we
forgot
all
that
want
show.
to be the Chanels, there's a little devil out there that's hunting down each and every one of us.
I was gonna say Saw because it felt like some sort of like contraption shit, like competition that we had to like do, holding our hands above our head with a paper. If it was like more Saw theme, like you could imagine us getting like paper cuts and stuff.
I was gonna say Sixth Sense. That's kind of how it feels at this point.
I was gonna say House of a Thousand Corpses because being so far into it, I feel like so many people are just like gone, and I'm like, damn, there are like actually not a lot of people left. And we are surrounded by fucking a thousand corpses.
The Walking Dead barn scene.
Well, we got 6 cents for we're about to get ready to go into the final six. And Scream Queens, that's such a good freaking TV show that got robbed from us way too soon. And with that, I'm gonna go to Seb.
Well, speaking of getting robbed, if anyone has any pre-vote advantages or anything else they'd like to say, now would be the time to do so. Ooh, quietness. It's like the ghost. Ooh. Anyways, it's time to vote. Time to change, time to bump, time to switch, time to lock it in, whatever you feel you need to do. As well, we are live with the jurors and live with the VL. So if you want to make any shout outs, now would be the time to do so. I will be back with the votes.
Shout out as usual to Z and Jordan. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having my back and being fantastic cheerleaders, especially for how manly you both are. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to Jared, as always. Love you so much, Diva. Also, shout out to my dad. Hung out with him for the first time in a while today.
Shout out to Caleb and Tyler. Always, you always got my back. Thank you so much for supporting me on this wonderful journey and also chaotic journey. Also, shout out to, of course, KP. Of course, she came by earlier, but then she decided to diss me. And I had someone else. They asked me to give him a shout out. I can't remember who. So whoever you are, know that I gave you a shout out. I just cannot name you because I cannot remember who you are.
Shout out Julia.
Shout out Josh and Gigi.
Shout out to John, as always, always so talkative. Was completely shading me in my own professional chat. We're gonna have some talk about that. And also shout out to Austin, as always. Thank you guys for your energy and not being afraid to tell me off about something. Like, I love you guys.
Shout out Roberto. Shout out my sisters. It's her bachelorette this weekend. And shout out Fusakli's chicken tenders in Southern Alabama.
John, I have to ask you, do you like prepare your speeches whenever they ask you questions? Because like yours is always on point. And I'm just curious because like that made me think.
It's called improvisation, and that's my acting skill.
Oscar coming your way, buddy. Hang tight.
I've been told it's more of a Razzie that's coming my way, but
Hey, Halle Berry won both together in 1 year.
I've
So
heard there's a new thing. Instead of the EGOT, it's now going to be an ERGOT.
Ergot.
Well, I don't know who Oscar is, but I have the votes. Okay, but first, if anyone has any hidden immunity idols or advantages and they'd like to play them, now would be the time to do so. All right, votes are locked. When I read the final vote, that person will have just a couple of seconds to say their goodbyes and leave the Zoom. First vote, John. Second vote, Cassie. Third vote, John. Fourth vote, Cassie. Fifth vote, Aaron. Sixth vote, Cassie. Seventh vote, and the next person voted out a Distortion survivor, and the next member of our jury, Cassie. Cassie, if you have any final words, now would be the time to say them.
It
I
wasn't me,
will,
girl.
yeah, I just have to say, like, whoever lied to me today, like, I have been very honest about with the people I've been working with about what I do and do not have. It was unnecessary. And I will, I won't be a bitter juror, but I don't appreciate being lied to, and I will be judging whoever did that pretty harshly if they make it to the end, selfishly kind of hoping they don't. So,
There's gonna be fucking hell.
I will.
yeah, I love you guys so much. I wish you the best of luck, except for, and I do think I know who lied to me. So you know who you are, and I'm disappointed. So I thought better. I thought better. So, but love you guys. Good luck.
Cassie, it's been a blast hosting you. Thank you so much for accepting your invitation to be recruited. You played amazing. We loved hosting you, and I think all of us on Prod could say the same. But unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. You may leave the Zoom.
Thank you.
And look at that, guys. You guys got this tribal done before I have to go to tribal in my other game. So look at you guys. That being said, I am stupid, and Prod's going to let me know the next challenge is live or semi-live. I'm pretty sure it's live.
Says live on the calendar.
It is live.
Great. So I'm going to post a poll for you guys tomorrow or tonight for tomorrow. You will need no materials, just have stable internet as we're going to be doing it on Zoom. That being said, thank you so much. And